everybody, this is Miss Betty. I'm going to be teaching you crazy science this summer, and we're going to do different activities and things that you can do at home. And you may have to get a few things to bring in, but the main thing that we're going to do is we're going to have fun. So today, for our first activity, we're going to do chromatography, and it's called paper flower chromatography. And we're going to use water. I'll show you what we're going to use. We need water, and I've got my bottle of water. You need a cup. You need a coffee filter. And you need some water-soluble markers. Don't get Sharpies on this because they won't work as well. You need to have, like most of your markers and things that you can get are usually going to be water-soluble anyway. You need some type of straw or eyedropper, and that's it. So we're going to get started. Now the idea of chromatography is to basically use water to split apart all of the colors that are in your markers, and that's a pigment. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get a coffee filter, and I've actually gone ahead and started one. I'm going to flatten it out. And I've taken some colors, and I've already put here. And the best ones to use are your darker colors, because your darker pigments are made up of every color. So I've put black. Black is really one of the best ones. But I'm going to take, I'm going to put some green, and you just want to put some dots all around this right here. And I'm going to take some purple. And like I said, the darker the better. If you try and use some of your lighter colors, they don't do quite as well. And if you want to make squares, that's okay. It's just easier to make dots sometimes. Some more. Okay. So, then what we're going to do is we're going to take our cup, and we're going to lay our filter over the cup like this. And then you're going to take your water, and you can just put it like this. I have an eyedropper, and when you use an eyedropper, if you have one, of course many of you may not have this, but to get it to suck the water up in there, you need to depress it first. Don't push it like that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this, and we're basically going to just drop the you can see how the colors are starting to spread. Now, if you don't have an eyedropper, what you can do is you can take a straw, get the clear one, and you can put down in your water. And if you look, if you put your thumb over the top, it keeps the water in there, and you can let it go one drop at a time. And I did it kind of fast, but if you look, the colors are spreading, and you can see, and depending on the black marker that you use, and some of the other color markers, like this black right here has a lot of blue in it, and some yellow, because black pigment is made up of all colors. Now, whereas white light is made up of all colors, black pigment is made up of all colors. And then it starts spreading out. Okay, so what happens is in all of this, paper comes from trees, and trees have tubes for their water, so the tubes in the paper are making the color spread out with the water. Now I have this one that y'all saw, and then I have one I already did. This one's a little bit different. And if you leave it, what will happen, it'll spread out The water will keep going and spread it. It'll take it all the way to the edge. But if you want to, what you can do, if you want it to stop right here, you can take it and put it on a paper towel, or you can hang it up with a clothespin. And let me move this. Maybe if you've got it, or you can tack it to a wall or tack it to outside and let it dry, and then you will get kind of looks like tie-dye. So that is what you call paper flower chromatography. So, hope you have a good day. Goodbye from this crazy science lady. Hey guys, it's Miss Betty, the crazy science lady, with your activity, your science activity for today. We're going to make a wave bottle or a density bottle today with stuff that you have at your home. Some things maybe you had to get, but that's okay. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need a bottle. Now, if it already has water in it, that's okay. This one has water in it, but we're going to pour some of it out. You're going to need either corn oil or vegetable oil, mineral oil, or baby oil. I prefer baby oil because what happens is you can keep it forever and play with it. But you can use these as if this is what you have. The only difference is the thickness and the density of it. Also, you need some food coloring, and it's up to you what color. I like to use ocean colors because this is called a wave bottle, but that's up to you. And if you want to make it a little glittery or a little colorful, you can take glitter and you can put it in after we get started. If you have some white glitter is very pretty too when we work with this. Okay, so then what we're going to do first is I have a cup here because I'm going to pour some of this water out because we don't need all of it for what we're going to do. We want to pour out about half of it. That's what I said, and if you want to get an empty bottle and fill it halfway up, you can, but I just happen to have this one already. Okay? Actually, I'm going to pour out some more. All right, so once you have that, you've got about a little less than half. But it's going to you can always adjust it as you go. I'm going to pull these over here. Now, right now what I want to do is my water's at the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in my food coloring. And I'm going to use blue because that's ocean colors. And I'm going to put in a few drops. Now, when you do this, it's really better if you just put in a little bit at a time till you get the color you want. I'm going to shake it up. And that's a little dark, but that's okay. We'll work with it. You know, if you want it real dark, fine. I wouldn't go with, I'd go like maybe one color. You can use green. You can use any color you want to. It's just up to you. Like I said, I just like to do the ocean colors. So I've got that like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my vegetable oil. But before I do, I'm going to put a paper towel under this because you may spill it and you don't want an oil slick, which can happen. If you have a sink, you might want to pour it over the sink, or if you have a bowl, you pour it over, but it does sometimes get messy, and that's okay. If you have a funnel, you could put a funnel in here, but I usually just pour it. And you just want to take and pour it if you look, it's going to bubble. And we're just going to keep filling it up. It's so pretty. And we're going to fill it almost to the top. Not quite. And if you look, they separate. because oil is lighter, or what we call less dense, than water because it doesn't have as much stuff in it as the oil does. Okay, so it's floating right here. Now, at this point, if you just want to leave it like this is fine. I like to put some glitter in mine. So I'm going, because I want it to be nice and pretty and colorful. And now don't put too much because it'll just glob up. It's up to you. You could put several different colors. If you have some sequins you want to put in here, you can do that. I'm going to put some of this. Now, next thing you need to make sure is when you put this on here, put it back on tight because you don't want to shake it up and have everything go everywhere. So I'm going to shake it up. And if you watch right now, it's basically called an immiscible or a this is a suspension actually, because it's kind of like muddy water. And what it's going to do is it's going to separate back out. It's not going to stay this way. Okay, so we're going to let it sit a minute. But if you look, even when you do it like this, you have an ocean wave. And you have a crest at the top of the wave, and you have a trough. I'm going to let it sit like that, and we'll let it settle. And the nice thing is if you didn't put in enough glitter, if you want it more glittery, you can always go back and add it. Now, you don't want to put too much at one time. I would rather add it and take it away. So what happened is you can start seeing it separate. And this is now, if you have if you want to use the clear oil, it does do a little bit better. But this is something you may have at home, so that's why I used it. And we're going to give it a second, and it should separate. And you can start to see it like this. And the nice thing is the more that you play with it, the better that it works. So, this is what you call a wave bottle or a density bottle, and you can see how it's getting darker now, and it's getting lighter up here because the darker things settle because they have more mass or have more stuff in it, than the oil does. And again, you can play with it. You can see how it goes back and forth. If you want to shake it up, you can shake it up and it'll become a suspension again. And then it'll separate back out. And you can see, and it's a little bit cloudy right now, but if you let it sit for a little bit, it'll clear up. And like I said, you can play with this. It gives you a nice view of what things are like at the ocean, which is one of my favorite places. And it also lets you see how things work, and they stack, basically. And this one stacks on top of this because there's not as much stuff in it as there is at the bottom. So, have a great day, guys. Bye from the Crazy Science Lady. Hi guys, this is Miss Betty. Today I'm just going to show you what I call my superpowers. So I have baby Groot here with me because I have these superheroes in my classroom, and he came with me today. But what I wanted to show you was a panel that has to do with heat sensitivity and color. And if you look, if I take my hand and put on here, you can see the colors that it changes to because of the temperature of my hand. Now if I had something cooler, let's see if I put this down, you can see it made a different color. But what's happening in here is cholesterol, believe it or not, a certain type of cholesterol is inside of here, and when you expose it to different temperatures, it changes colors. So if any of you've seen what they call the mood rings and stuff, and they say it's your mood that determines color and stuff, it really doesn't. You're probably going to be blue. If you're not a blue, there's a problem. Eventually, that mood ring will turn black, but they are cool to play with, and you didn't know that you were doing science. But that is your superpower for today.